Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends series Spider-Man retro-carded Tarantula. Let's get into it! Let's begin our poison-tipped toe dance with a look at the packaging. And here we have Marvel Comics, my favorite Marvel Comics logo, by the way. 4 and up, Spider-Man, Tarantula, Marvel's Tarantula, and there's nice artwork of said Tarantula, all on that, retro card that we've looked at on here plenty of times. And light shining up on this like a billboard. Then nice blister showcasing the figure and his no accessories. As you can see, no accessories. Assortment number, Hasbro print. On the back, Marvel Comics, Spider-Man, Marvel's Tarantula. Nice line art of the figure. Doesn't really show anything about him. A former revolutionary, Tarantula serves New York's criminal underworld as a robber and mercenary. And then there it is again in some other languages. Recycled print, Hasbro print. Warning, attention, Achtung! Don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there, and especially don't give it to babies. Small, fine, legalese print, made in China print, whatever that is, along with these other symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his no accessories. And for such a simple figure to not even have an extra set of hands, what are you thinking, Marvel Legends team? But taking a look at the figure himself, I have to say I do like the sculpt on the face. It's just got that smarmy, cocky look to the face, like, yeah, I've never been defeated except by Spider-Man. And I will say the blue hood, I always remember his mask being black, so making it this blue is an odd choice, unless maybe he was in the animated series and had blue, and I don't remember it. I don't remember him being on the animated series, but it's been a long time since I watched it. So, but I will have to say, he does have, his design on his costume. It's nice paint apps. And then his weapon of choice, his toe stingers or toe blades, or I forget exactly what he calls them. And there they are. And it's a piece that's just installed. They hollowed the foot out right here and installed these pieces in. And they're floppy plastic. They'll bend up over time if left in a weird, like he's standing on his toes too much or whatever. So that'll bend up over time. And I understand for safety standards, they probably couldn't make those hard plastic spikes, but so just something to be aware of. Now, as far as his articulation goes, he can look up that far, and the head is on the hinge and swivel, or hinge and ball. I don't know why I said hinge and swivel. He can look down that far. He's got some chicken neck. He's got a little waggle. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, there's a butterfly joint. Goes back that far. Goes forward that far. And a 360-degree rotation there as well. And he can raise his arm up. Not quite 90 degrees. Cut at the upper bicep for a full 360-degree swivel. Double hinged pinned elbow, and it gives you that much bend. 360-degree rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge. Then he does have a hinge in the ab, it allows him to lean back that far and forward that far. No hula. He does have a straight cut at the waist for another 360-degree rotation. At the hips, he can give you that much of the splits. He can kick forward approximately 90 degrees. Backwards, 3/4 of a step maybe. Cut at the upper thigh for another 360-degree rotation. Double hinged pinned knees. And it gives you that much bend. And just above the mid thigh, there is a boot cut for another 360-degree rotation. At the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. Now I'm glad to see he has all that tilt in his ankles so that you can aim his weapon of choice in the most desirable position that you can when posing him to fight whoever. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the figure and his no accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Marvel Legends series Spider-Man retro-carded Tarantula with the Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro-carded Hammerhead, Spider-Man from the Renew Your Vows 2-pack, and the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Jigsaw. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Marvel Legends series Spider-Man retro-carded Tarantula with our last Marvel Legends series comparison, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee, from the G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander, from Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Marvel Legends series Spider-Man retro-carded Tarantula, I do think that they did his bandana mask in the wrong color. I do think it should be black rather than blue. However, it's not a complete deal breaker for me, obviously, since I now own it and am doing a review on it. But, you know, I think it would have done a little bit better had they made the mask black. There is a glaring lack of accessories with this figure. In fact, there are none. No accessories. Not even extra hands, which I would have liked to at least seen a splayed finger set of hands to go with this figure. I think they would have gone nicely with this figure. But as it is, he only has a set of fists. He does have some nice articulation joints. He does have a good range of motion, which is, you know, pretty good considering the figure that it is, he should be have a high range of motion. The other biggest issue, is that this mold, I want to say it's the Bucky Cap mold, and at this point, continuing to reuse this mold, it's fine. It is outdated a little bit, I think. But if you're going to continue to use it, please go ahead and update the elbows and the knees to be pinless so that they will go better with the more updated figures in the collection. And I know I guess it's a process of trying to retool these or just make a new mold altogether. And again, the pinless it's not a necessity for me. It's not a deal breaker if they have or they don't have it, but I just prefer that if we're going to that, and it's better, and it is better, the knees don't seem to be as weak in the pinless knees. So, that's an improvement. So let's carry that improvement throughout the line. Let's not just keep slapping some new paint on an old, almost outdated mold. If you're going to keep using it, at least update it a little bit. And I don't think I don't think it would take much to update this mold, because as far as the sculpted details go, there's nothing wrong with it. But it is what it is, I suppose. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.